Alright, this is lesson number 1, looking at the Excel screen. So if we have a look here in the upper left hand corner, just get organized and familiarized with the screen. This is the Office button right here, and it brings up documents when you're first starting, if you want to create a new document or open up an existing document or save a document and so on. We'll go through those in more detail later. Over here you've got a quick access toolbar, and these are features that you tend to use quite often. So these are programmable, and you can go basically in the little pull down here and you can customize this by adding virtually any type of command to your quick launch that you use on a regular basis. And then the top here is our title bar. So right now if you just open up a brand new Excel workbook, it comes up as book 1, and until you name it, and when you name it, this will change to the current name of the workbook that you're saving. Over here is our standard minimize, maximize, and close icon or buttons to control our screen, and right now I'm in a restored view, so for this video purpose. Below it right here, this whole area down here, is referred to as the ribbon, and it's going to display all of our commands for Excel, and we'll go through many of these in the level 1, the introduction to Excel, and I'll talk more about the ribbon in the next video. Moving over here, this is our name box, and this is basically naming what cell or active cell that we're dealing with, or assigning names to cells. So right now you can see here that it's A1, which refers to this highlighted bold box here. If I click on a different cell, for example B2, it shows you that that's the name of that particular box. So it just breaks it down according to the row, or the column I should say, and the row, and where they intersect. This right here is called the active cell, and we'll deal with this one in more detail later. Alright, moving over, we can size this by just pulling and dragging this. We have a little insert a function, which we'll talk about later, and this is our formula bar where we're going to type in our data. So if we type in a text, you'll see how we enter it here. It'll enter it into the active cell. Alright, now below, I've been calling these cells, and that's what they are, they're little cells, and a cell is a mix of a column and a row. And alright, moving on from there, we've got our scroll bars here and scroll bar here, and that just helps us move around our worksheet. Now at the bottom, you'll see here inside this workbook we've got different sheets. You've got sheet 1, 2, and 3. It's like a book, and you just flip a sheet and you'll get another sheet. Flip to sheet 3, back to sheet 1, and you're back to where we were. Once you get a lot of sheets, there's some navigation tools here to flip through more sheets. If you need to add a sheet, you can click on this one right here to add a sheet. Moving down below here, these are just different types of views. This is a page layout view, and it just shows you different ways of looking at your workbook. Okay, here's another view. Okay, and go back into our normal view. And then over on the bottom right hand corner is how much do we want to zoom in our video. Alright, so right now we're looking at book 1, and if you take a look below your regular minimize, maximize, and close, there's another set of minimize, and then this is a restored. So these are to deal with the book itself. So if I click on this one right here, restore, what it does is actually creates a book within inside the Excel program. So this is actually a book right here, and you could create several books, have 2 sets of books. And if you want to maximize it again, if I click this, it'll be maximized within the Excel, and you'll see how it automatically puts those controls back here. So again, if I restore it, it allows me to control that particular one there. Alright, and the last thing here is our status bar, and it's going to indicate things as we're going through what's going on. So right now it's ready to take some data to be put in. Okay, I've gone ahead and actually created a separate book, and I'll show you how to do that later. But just to illustrate how this works, we have our first book right here, and I created another book down below here. So I'm going to put that back up into a restored view. And what you're looking at now are 2 different workbooks. Okay, and then within a workbook you have a worksheet. So there's one sheet here, sheet 1, and then sheet 2, etc. And then over on book number 2, You have sheet 1 and sheet 2. So think of them like a book, and within a book you have sheets. Alright, so that's sort of an orientation of the Excel, different components. So we'll see you in the next video.